Hello and welcome back to the GorillaBiker once again, or as Obi-Wan once put it, hello there. Today we're going to be talking real quick about the Z900RS and a track day that I just did at NCCAR. Unfortunately, this will not include track day footage because I was really excited to be back at the track and I forgot, so I do apologize. But real quick, how did the Z do? It did great. Actually handled pretty well for a stock bike with me on it. The only thing that's different from stock is obviously I have this Hep going back a rear rack here and also these Pro Taper handlebars, which neither of which detracted from the experience. The handlebars definitely, in my opinion, added to it. I much prefer the feel of them. I didn't do any special prep. The brake pads that came with the bike are on there because I looked at them. I do have brand new ones. I will be changing them after the track day. The oil that was in there is what came with the bike. The chain, sprockets is what came with the bike. So I've literally done nothing performance-wise. Suspension's the same. And we'll talk about all that really soon. Just wanted to kind of say that overall it did perform well, but we'll get into the nitty gritty and things that I think I'm going to upgrade or need to upgrade to make it better. So yeah, let's do a little chatty poo. Let's do a little talk about it. So the stock tires that came on this are Michelin, my apologies, not Michelin, Dunlop Sportmax GPR 300s. And I have always had good success with Dunlops, and these were no different. They actually handled really well on the track. I think I could have taken them further. Wear was really good, grip was really good, literally no complaints. The day in NCCAR, which was run by EvolveGT, by the way, I had a great time. Really well run day. I'm only comparing it to two other people I've ever been with, just bike to bike, and then people organised it up in Bishop's Court, I can't remember. But yeah, EvolveGT, thumbs up for me. They were very good. The only thing I will say is if you're going E1 and you do have experience on a track, try book E2 because there was a GT1 course out there that did get a little bit confusing at times because they were extremely slow as they were learning. I am not a fan of going twice the speed of other people as they go down the straight, but you know, still really well organized, had a great time. I will definitely be back with EvolveGT. So I'm just someone who likes to point out all the bits, you know. Some people get upset with me when I sometimes make like minorly negative comments, and I'm like, no, I want everyone to know the full story. So how did the bike perform? Key points, plenty of power. Definitely would have liked more along the straight. There's things we can do to fix that we'll talk about soon. Brakes. Honestly trash. The stock brakes on the Z900RS are quite good out of the box. Certainly good enough for road use, but that ABS system, when you're at speed and you're braking from 120 miles an hour down to like 40 for turn one, the feel was not there. I definitely had more in the brakes, but I just couldn't use it. Part of that was the suspension. We'll talk about suspension in a second, but definitely a lot of it, it's the brakes. So ABS is definitely getting deleted. It's probably one of the cheaper modifications I can do. I do know there's like a little switch you have to get, or a defeat device so that you don't get ABS flashing at you all the time in your dash, so I'll probably do that. But yeah, ABS definitely getting deleted. ABS is something that I know is useful in a pinch, but I think if you're going to be using a bike on track, it really does not have a place on track because you lose too much brake feel alone. I always have enjoyed braking, and the heavier braking zones were not fun. You don't have to brake much on that track though, honestly. There's only really one heavy braking zone. All the rest is kind of light, like slowing down more so than heavy braking, but still I was definitely losing time on that first corner. Like I said, I did not take any footage. I do apologize. I feel bad about it. I wish I had taken footage, but I didn't. But I'll throw up 1 or 2 photos that Toaster kindly took of me. And my best lap as timed by a friend at the track there was 1 minute 50.7, I think, which is not very fast on that track. But for my first ever time there, my first time ever riding this bike at speed, I was quite happy with that, especially since, you know, I had the couple of issues. So brakes were one thing, but obviously that track is mostly, you know, at speed. There's not much braking, like I said, and suspension plays a huge part. And my suspension, it's fine. I mean, for stock suspension, I think honestly it handled the track quite well. I have about half of the threads on the rear preload used. The front preload, I thought there was preload adjustment on these forks, but it didn't move. So either A, it's broken, or there is no actual adjustment on these Z900RS forks. There is rebound and compression, which I played around a little bit with, but honestly it's just the stock springs are too soft for me, especially under heavier braking. So suspension is one thing we definitely have to do. Other than that, it was just a little bit too slow along the straight, but I mean, that's pretty fixable. You can get a hell of a lot more power out of these with a tune. I don't know which was the proper way to say that. Either way, with a tune, don't matter. So I'm going to look at getting Delcovic headers and then Ivan's tune with the K&N air filter, something like that, just to improve that situation a little bit, because I think it's definitely fixable. And then other than that, I did have to go into 6th along the straight, and 6th on this bike, the ratio is it's a longer gear. You don't get much drive out of it, so I'll probably actually go down two teeth on the back, which again is a pretty cheap modification. Just to make sure I stay in 5th on that particular track. And I used to bring like a couple of rear sprockets to Mondello and whatnot anyway, because you can kind of change them pretty quick. So yeah, those are the kind of cheap ones. But so basically overall, the bike performed really well. I think if you were to buy a Z900RS, this is a key point, I should have probably put this near the start, maybe I still will. The Z900RS, if you buy it stock, I want to go relatively fast on track and have a lot of fun, 100% buy this bike. It is more than enough to have fun on track. I had a great time. I did 6 out of the 7 sessions. I generally don't do the last session of a day because I'm packing up and I'm tired. And I have injuries to contend with, so I'm kind of managing them as well during the day. But yeah, 6 out of 7 sessions on a stock bike, and it performed flawlessly. You can have a hell of a lot of fun on this thing. 100%. I may do the valves over winter as well, just to check them. So if that's something that you'd be concerned about, we'll do that too. But yeah, bike performed great. Definitely weak points, the brakes because of the ABS. I think the actual calipers themselves are absolutely fine, so I'll just delete the ABS and see. Suspension, if you're a bigger rider like myself, and for background, in case you haven't been following the channel a long time, I'm 6'7" and weigh about 128 kilos right now, or 285 pounds, I think it is roughly. That's 200 centimeters tall as well, for people who want to know that bit. So the suspension is again, it's manageable. It's not good. The bike definitely gets quite unsettled into heavier direction changes, or under heavy braking, it gets quite unsettled. And like I said, power-wise, adequate, but I would like more. So with that in mind, let me pull up my little Google Sheets I did here of costings that we can put in. So I've listed these by priority, but K-Tech rear shock, there's a razor you can get for this. I have emailed K-Tech, I'm hoping they come back to me. That's about $800. That will be one, but I'm going to do that in conjunction with cartridges for the forks. And a Z900RS for me is a forever bike, by the way. I don't envision myself ever selling this one. I might buy another Z900RS in another color, but I don't think I'm going to sell this one. So I don't mind buying fork cartridges. And even if I did change it for another Z900RS, I can still take those fork cartridges with me. And at the moment, what I see that's available online is an Oehlen's Nix 34 cartridge, which is $1,400. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. Then is headers from Delcovic is $360, and a tune from Ivan's Performance is $350. Canon air filter, $85. The ABS delete plugin, $250 with new brake lines. I'll definitely be going HEL. $200. Rear sets, I'll talk about rear sets in a second. $500-ish, and a screen for $100. That brings me to about $3,898. Now, I know people are going to be saying, but you could buy a track bike. Pause. Hold that thought. We'll get back there. I do want to mention the rear sets as well. I touch my toes down. I have big feet, obviously, because I'm a big person. Little feet would look ridiculous, but the rear sets in this are quite low, which did mean I was getting off the bike more than I usually do, which is good because I kind of had to. But definitely a set of rear sets. These touch down a little bit early, in my opinion. We can definitely get them up off the ground. So yeah, rear sets, that's definitely one thing. Now, the track bike comment. Yes, you're correct. I could get a track bike for that money. However, it's another bike. It's another bike I have to maintain. It's another bike I have to buy parts for. And any bike I get, I'm gonna have to do suspension on anyway, because it is very unlikely I'll find someone who enjoys going around tracks fast, who is the same size and weight as me, who also wants to sell their bike. So that's the bulk of that cost is suspension. So any bike I drop onto, I'm probably gonna have to pay that in suspension anyway. So at that point, it kind of makes sense just to stick with the bike I really like and just upgrade it for me. So that's likely what I'm going to do. But it is a large cost, so it's not going to be anytime soon. But basically, that's kind of the upgrades that I was looking at, and obviously probably a set of tires at some point soon as well. And not that there's a little bit of life left in these ones, especially for the street. Yeah, for sure I'll be doing tires at some point soon on this. Don't know, will I go full track tires? I'll probably just go a more track focused road tire. I don't know, do I want to get into that tire warmer life again, to be honest? Not anytime soon. It was very enjoyable not to have to worry about that. Just take a lap or two to warm up my tires. So yeah, final thoughts to summarize. The Z900RS as a track and road bike, if you can only have one, 100%, you would have a blast. This is a fantastic road bike, and it's a fantastic track bike, and I'm looking forward to bringing this on a little trip soon as well. I do have some plans, just because I want to do a little road trip on this and see how it handles. Completely good enough for track out of the box. You can have fun on it. You're not going to be the fastest guy out there. Any form of faster sports bike is going to monster you on the straights, which did happen to me. And any form of lighter bike with more lean angle, more ground clearance is going to beat you on the corners with a skilled rider. So don't go out expecting to be, winning everything. But you'll have a hell of a lot of fun. So if that's your goal, if you just want to have a lot of fun and also have a really nice bike for the road, Z900RS, 100% thumbs up. NCCAR, that NC bike track day run by EvolveGT, would I recommend that? 100%. I had a great time. I found it run really well. Hopefully I'll move up to E2 next time. I probably should have pushed that a little bit harder myself, but I was kind of just having fun and relaxing. And next time I will also take video. I do apologize, I just need to find somewhere to mount the cameras on this, so I will do that too, I promise. And I apologize for not mounting it this time. Like I said, I was just having fun. And yeah, would I recommend a track day at NCCAR run by EvolveGT? Yep, I think you can have a lot of fun. Do bring a canopy though. I didn't have one, and it was very sunny and it got very, very hot. They also don't have fuel and stuff there, so you have to bring that stuff yourself. And they also don't have food. There's just vending machines apparently. I didn't see that, but do bring your own food. That's kind of it. So one other thing I do want to get for this is engine covers. You can get RNG engine covers, so I'll probably put them on too. This bike has been dropped before, so there's some scratches on the covers, the cases. So I'm just going to cover them over, and then I have extra protection for the track too. And yeah, other than that, bike performed great. I had a great time, and yeah, if you have any better ideas for any of the upgrades I've discussed, please do let me know down in the comments. I know Andriani do make a fork cartridge for this, however I can't find one with springs rated to my weight, which obviously I want ones that are actually graded for my weight if I'm going to spend the money on them. And at the moment, I think K-Tech looks like the best option for the rear shock if, again, they do a spring for my weight. But if you have any other options, do let me know. I think the Delcovic paired to the K&N and an Ivan's Tune looks like the best idea for power-wise for right now. And if you have any other ideas for the ABS Delete and HEL brake lines, also do please let me know. Still not sure will I upgrade the Brakemaster cylinder. I might go for a Brembo RCS. That worked really well for me in the past on the Gixxer. Might even get my Gixxer one sent over. That might work. I might just get the Gixxer sent over. But I don't know how much it costs to ship a Gixxer across the ocean. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of it. If you watch this long, you've earned a little piece of bonus content. There's a bike over there. I'm not going to tell you anything about it yet because I'll do it in a video soon. But if you've watched this long, you've earned this extra view. So yeah, that's everything I had to say about the Z900RS. Like I said, if you have any other questions, please do let me know. I am honestly actually really impressed with the bike. Kind of stock with me on it. Handled great. Handled great other than, you know, the kind of interesting suspension behavior, but that is to be expected with me on there. And yeah, that's it. If you watch, thank you very much for watching. As always, a very special thank you to all of my patrons. I do appreciate all of you. They know what that bike is over there. We've been talking about it for a long time, and one of my patrons actually sold it to me, so thank you very much. But we'll make a video about who I got it from, how it got here very soon. And yeah, if you have any other suggestions for the Z900RS you think might prove beneficial for track use mainly, do let me know. I appreciate all the feedback. And yeah, until next time, thank you again for watching. Adios. Outro crew. It was actually really nice. This bike got a lot of compliments there as well. People were like, oh, I love the look of it. It's really cool to see that out here. Because a lot of people here seem to just ride like 600s and whatnot at track. If I could afford an older Gixxer 1000, that might be something I would do, just because I love Gixxers anyway. But or even a ZX10 or something, an older one, that would be cool as well. But honestly, I think if you're a bigger person, and this is something just to be aware of for track days, you're gonna end up spending quite a bit of money anyway, just because suspension, especially suspension is so important, and it's often overlooked. So yeah, I don't know what my outro crew question was, but I don't know. Outro crew, tell me something interesting. Would you do a track day? You gonna come to NCCAR with me? Yeah, there you go. Let me know. Bye, outro crew.